Hi guys, it's Don Chazzy here with another episode of University Cooking. Welcome to my new channel page. And don't forget to hit me up on Facebook as well, the link is doobly-doo. Right, today we're going to be making a roast dinner with roast potatoes and roast chicken, roast vegetables, roasted everything. I hope you enjoy it. What you're going to need is...
Annoying sometimes. All I ever do is just show hello! What you're going to need for this recipe, I will tell you in just a moment, but first... let me tell you that the quantities are what you can manage to eat. So if you have 4 people, then you want to make carrots for 4 people, you want to make potatoes for 4 people. So ask and say how many potatoes do you want to eat or how many carrots would you eat. There's no specific amount that you're going to need. So you're going to want to have some carrots, some parsnips.
You will also need some potatoes.
Some yummy onions. Lots and lots of garlic and some rosemary just to put on the chicken and the potatoes and all everywhere.
and of course, the chicken. So the first thing you want to do is get all of your potatoes and cut them into sizes which are the same. So you want them to be about 3 by 3 centimeters, so about that big. It's up to you really how big you want your potatoes, but the vital thing is that they're all the same size so that they cook at the same time. Now while boiling the potatoes, make sure you don't boil them completely. You want to boil them so that about 2 millimeters or 1 millimeter of the outer skin is cooked, so that they're still hard in the middle but soft on the outside. And that takes approximately 7 minutes. With your onions and your carrots and all the other vegetables apart from the potatoes, put them in the bottom of a baking tray and then put your chicken on top of them. Now what I've done before I put my chicken on top of my vegetables, I smothered it in a little bit of butter, I put rosemary all over it, and I also rinsed it before I did any of that. Rinsing your chicken is extremely important because it washes away any juices that could collect in the body or anything dangerous as E. coli. Although you're cooking it, it is always a good idea to give it a good rinse. And then I'll put it on top of all the vegetables and I'm going to put it into the oven at 180 degrees for about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Once you've put the chicken in, start the timer at 1 hour and 40, and you want to put your potatoes in at approximately 40 minutes. So as it hits the 40th minute, I suppose, you put your potatoes in, which will then roast for 1 hour along with the chicken. Once the potatoes have come to the stage that you're looking for, so fluffy but not completely cooked, you put them into a draining basket. And whilst they're steaming away, which is the best time to do this, you just want to sort of fluff them around, so just throw them up and down inside the colander, so that you get a fluff onto them. Now this will make them really yummy and crispy, and it's incredibly important that you do this so that your potatoes are good and crispy. The longer you do this, the more fluff you get, the better the crisp is going to be. Now you want to leave them to sit. Just before you put the chicken in the oven, you'd also like to just put some olive oil over the chicken and over the vegetables. Just drizzle it all over and make sure everything's smothered in oil. Not too much, but just enough so that it sizzles and is nice. 30 minutes have passed with my chicken, so it's time to prepare the potatoes. So what you want to do is you want to get the baking tray and you want to put it on top of a heat, medium heat to high. You want to glug some olive oil on there, not too much, just enough to cover the base of this pan. Wait for it to get really hot. Once the frying pan or the pan has got really hot, put all your potatoes on there and just roast them in the oil, making sure that the oil is really hot and just really roast them up. And season them with a bit of pepper, a bit of salt. If you like, just a sprinkle of rosemary. Make sure you use protection when you're touching this thing because it is hot. So if you feel there isn't enough oil, sprinkle some more in there. Just make sure that they get smothered in all of the oil, and make sure that every potato is on the pan, that none of them are on top of each other. Once you've given them a good frying, you want to put them on the top shelf of the oven. So I took my chicken out and put it on the bottom, and then move the shelf up so that there's space to put these at the top. And they'll cook for 1 hour along with the chicken. Now halfway through the cooking of the chicken, you want to just get it out of the oven and tip the tray, just get the juices and pour them on top of the chicken, just to keep it nice and moist. It's called basting the chicken. And make sure you season everything nicely with a big pinch of salt and some pepper, and then back in the oven. Alright, so after 1 hour and 40 minutes of sitting in the oven, the chicken is done. The roast potatoes are crispy and tasty with garlic and rosemary and oh yeah! And there's your done deal. Your roast chicken is great. You need to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly through, so when you cut into it and it is a little bit pink, don't hesitate to put it back in the oven for an extra 20 minutes. Make sure when you're cooking that you also baste the vegetables and stir them around and make them nice. I was just informed by my mother that if you prod the chicken and the juice comes out, if the juice is clear, then the chicken is done. If it isn't clear, then the chicken needs to keep going. The roast potatoes are looking great. They're in there for maybe just a little bit too long because they're a little brown, but otherwise they look great. I can't wait to eat my roast dinner. And that's it for another episode of University Cooking with Don Chezzy. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to tune in next week for another great recipe. See you later!